Okay. That is a good way to start our meeting, with it telling you that we are recording. Good evening, all our dear members, fellow Toastmasters, and any guests that we may have. This is our 141 ToastEd meeting, and our theme is Never Give Up. So I'm sure we'll be inspired by never giving up. Please rename yourselves with the 3 little dots on the top right corner as to whether you are a ToastEd member, whether you are a guest, or a fellow Toastmaster. To ensure that this is an enjoyable evening, please remain muted throughout the meeting unless you are obviously speaking, and keep your cameras on so we've got a bit of interaction and we can see you. And due to us always wanting to learn, we are recording this meeting for our own purposes, and it will be put onto social media in due time. And if you don't want to be seen, then please do turn your camera off. We show our applauses like this with jazz hands, because we can't be in the room and we can't whoop whoop. And please send through any woohoo notes or words of affirmation on the chat to all of our speakers so they can continue feeling inspired. And if you need the bathroom during the interval, it is where you last left it. And I wish you a very exciting and informative evening. And I hope that you embark on a journey of never giving up. And I now welcome our beautiful President, Gabrielle. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Beautiful to see you all. And in ToastEd, we never give up. That who is with us, Toasties, has experienced it in the last couple of months and years. We are striving forward better and better. And it's not about the quality always what we, that we have to strive so high. It's just for our own best and not always what perhaps ToastEd asks for us. We must feel happy, and we never give up in always feeling happy ourselves. I thought about somebody who has never given up, whom I admired very much when I saw him climbing with a very specific intent to do the 6 highest mountains in Tibet, and they are over 8,000 meter high. His name is Nirmal Purja. I followed his story, and it was just incredible how he, on one time when he came back, he climbed all of them with oxygen, but when he came back once, there was another climber who just couldn't make it anymore. And he had his own goal in mind to do those 8,000ers in the shortest time it has ever been done. And he did in 6 months and 6 days. But he didn't give up on another person. And he helped this man to survive up down the mountain. He was on his own. He sent everybody down, and he made it possible because he didn't give up. And I heard and he said as well that only when he comes to this life-threatening moments in his life up there on the mountain, then he really feels the most alive. So that's my little story of never giving up. And I know 2 people in our wonderful Toasties or ToastEd group who have never given up, who are striving for success, and that's Lawrence and Sophie, who won the semifinals and are going up further to the finals. And Lawrence, you are here as well. I see you are there. Can you give us a short breakdown of your feelings when you stepped there and gave your fantastic speech? What was going on in your mind? I want to win, or I just give my best, or what was going on in your mind? Surely
I guess it was to have fun. It's not my first time competing. As you know, I'm a bit of an inexperienced Toastmaster, and I've had the pleasure of competing many times. And I always used to take it very seriously, and was very hard on myself, and I would like hype myself up. And if I didn't win, I was depressed. And speaking is a great skill, and it's awesome to learn to speak, and competition is healthy and good. But if you lose the fun element of it, then I think you've kind of lost the purpose of Toastmasters to some extent. So you know, whenever I find myself in these sort of high pressure situations, my goal is to have fun, and, you know, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. And if you're having fun in the process of it, then you're the true winner, as opposed to, you know, being too hard on yourself.
Wonderful. That's for all of us. Exactly. Yeah, Lawrence, you always bring so much value in what you share, what is important in your life and in the connection with being a Toastmaster. Absolutely stunning. And we wish you for the next step where we all will be there again, that, yeah, you will have fun and you will be the best and you will be a winner and do it with ease. And thank you for being always as well sharing your knowledge and guiding us as a club with your experience. That is really for us very profound. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And Sophie is not here, but we know as well that Sophie is overjoyed of having been, yeah, another step in her career. And she was really fabulous as well. Oh, so we are very gifted, and we are gifted with something else as well from Toastmasters International. We have won a distinction, and it's called Select Distinguished Club. That is when you have acquired a certain amount of members, if you have over 20 members, and if in a short time, quite a lot of members, I think 4 or 5 new members have come into the club. And here, thank you, Daniel. So this is who we are. And we can be really proud, all of us, to be a Select Distinguished Club. I hope as well that we can take it further. We have done it with lightness. To be a President's Distinguished Club, we need 2 points more. And that, I think, could come through speeches, not so much now through members, but through speeches. And the M's are coming tonight. Our good Justine will come back to those who can help us doing those next points. I know one is John, but I think we need one more.
And Louise,
so we will look.
Louise is very keen to finish.
Fantastic.
Level 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can you? And then Verity said, because Verity is super proud as well, then we would be for the first time in the existence of ToastEd be as a President Select Club. That is really, that's really, really fantastic. But we don't do pressure. We just do it with ease, because you're just fabulous, all of you. You're just moving on with your speeches and you are just great. And that shows in who we are as a Toastmaster Club. So a big thank you to all of us, a big thank you to congratulations to all of us. And we are very delighted to have this evening guests again, more and more guests. We love it. And we have a beautiful face here on my right-hand side. That's Mfulo Mfuti. Is that right? Mfulo? Hello. Can you unmute yourself? Hello.
Hi, everyone.
And thanks for coming and being in contact. And Mfulo, how did you find us? And what would you like to find in our club?
Okay, thank you for being with you this evening. I found you through Meetup. So I was just interested. Actually, I didn't even know that there's Toastmaster on Meetup. So, and then when I came across it, I was so excited to say, oh, okay, it's something that I really want. And I've always wanted to be part of. So, and that's the reason why I joined the team. And the reason for that is because I own my own business, and I would like to be one of those leaders who speak with confidence, and again with efficiently, and also run my webinars or podcasts and other things for the business in a professional way. So I think I believe that being in this group, I will gain a lot of things in terms of how to engage, how to communicate in public and public speaking, especially if for someone who's running his or her own business, because we need to speak we need to lead by example and speak efficiently with our employees as well, and stakeholders, and partners. So that's my reason for being in this in this team, and I'm looking forward to a successful relationship with everyone.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful, Fulu.
Now,
I always say there is an energy coming through with people who come to ToastEd and want to achieve all this you just spoke about. And this energy comes through you as well. We can feel that. So we would love to have you in our group and just see how you like it. And you come a couple of times as a guest, and then you see whether this is the club for you. Good evening, Janet. Hello. And nice as well to see you. And Janet, what brought you to us? You are muted.
Yes. Your famous members didn't bring me. I was just searching for a club that was near to where I live. I think I also might have gone on Meetup or Facebook, I don't know. But I've been trying to find a club, I think since lockdown, but then I wasn't keen on doing anything online. I wanted a club, so I thought I'll just wait till there's a physical meetup. Yeah, I don't know why. I've always had this desire to be able to speak publicly, tell some stories, and I'm just intrigued, and I don't know where it's going to take me, but that's why I'm here.
Wonderful, Janet. And you know that on the 2nd of May, we are going to meet in person in the Cullinan Hotel.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
great.
but we stay in touch as well. Fulu, we can stay in touch and discuss a little bit more what it entails to be a member of a Toastmaster club. I think I sent you the welcome pack already to get a little bit more informed, but let's have a one-on-one contact as well to clear whatever questions you might have. Thank you, Janet. Exciting to have you with us. And we have one of the speakers of tonight. It's Leah Muzunga. Leah, are you there? And would you like to show? Yeah, hello, Leah. Thank you for joining us tonight. Are you in a competition that you would like to be with us tonight? Or is it just your adventurous spirit to go out and meet other clubs and speak in other clubs, which is absolutely amazing. That's something we still have to do as well. So Leah, please.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's actually the latter, just me visiting other clubs to try and give my speech. I want to finish my pathway, and I'm visiting you all from Gaborone, Botswana. So it's a pleasure to be with you all there at ToastEd. I only realized afterwards, like, oh, this is the club that Verishi Price belongs to. That's when I think I went on to Easy Speak that I saw. So I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So it's interesting when I came into the meeting and I heard you guys just talking about that. I was like, oh yeah, the club. But excited to be with you all this evening.
Thank you. We feel your excitement and you wish you good luck with your speech later. And I think it's wonderful if somebody takes Toastmaster up in such a way to visit the world, be with other clubs and just be challenged in a different way. It's always being in a club all the time is a comfort zone as well. And you pull yourself out of that comfort zone. I really, really honor that. So thank you, Leah, for being with us. And then Itu, I see your name there as well. Would you like to show yourself and say hello to us? Hello, Itu.
Hi, everyone.
Itu.
Sorry, I seem to be a bit dark, but we are experiencing load shedding. It just started now at 6.
Itu, where are you coming from? Are you a Toastmaster already? Are you a guest visiting, generally looking around at clubs? Or what is your background in the moment?
So I have not registered with any Toastmaster club as yet. I was introduced to Toastmasters a few years ago, and through Meetup, I saw that there was going to be a Toastmaster sessions now at 6, and I wanted to hear what Toastmasters is all about.
Ah, fantastic. Itu, if you do me a favor and send an email to me on this Gmail account and give me your telephone number so that we can stay in touch and I can answer questions you have. It would be very
Okay.
nice. Can I give you my telephone number here? Then you can send me a
Yes.
WhatsApp. It's 083
Let me just write it down. 083.
261
Yes.
01
Mm,
69.
thank you.
Good. I look forward to have a chat with you.
All right. Thanks. I'll send you a text.
Okay, good. You too. Lovely. I wish you a nice evening and we chat later again. And then China Kaho. Hello, China. China. We exchanged quite a lot of messages, but now it's nothing. China? Ah, here you are.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm using my phone, so I don't know the functions where to locate them. So I'm trying to turn. But... Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm also experiencing load.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I'm Chinakaro, and you said my name perfectly, so thank you for that. And nice to meet everyone. Just to answer a few of the questions you've been asking the other attendees tonight, I found Toastmasters, or this particular group, on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. An ad about your tonight's session popped up on my feed, and then I decided to look it up. I've always heard about Toastmasters and quite wasn't sure what it's about. I initially thought it's about food, but once I looked into it, I realized that it's more about public speaking, and that is something I'm interested in terms of improving my communication skills. I think we speak a lot about communication is important and communication is key, but rarely do we actually get our message across. So I'm hoping that by joining Toastmasters, I can improve some of those skills in terms of communication.
You said it all. Let's hope we can fulfill, our club can fulfill those ideas and wishes you have. That would be wonderful. Lovely. Thank you so much. And we keep in touch. And Adarsh, good evening. Here you are. From where are you connecting to us? You are speaker number 2 this evening. So where do you come in?
Good evening all. I am from India. It has been 8 months with Toastmasters so far, and it has been a fabulous journey. I love and live Toastmasters.
And where in India are you, Adarsh?
I am in Kerala, which is in southern part of India.
I have an idea. Thank you for coming, and you are already later in the evening, so I hope we can keep you really alive and awake and with us for a long time. Thank you. And having welcomed everybody, we will go to our next moment, and that is to speak a toast to South Africa and all her speakers. And if you like, unmute yourself and lift your glass and toast with me together, or your cup. Hopefully it's filled with something nice. We are also sober with water, but some of our members always manage to have a glass of wine. That's wonderful. Louise, Julia, where are you? Okay, to South Africa and all her speakers, welcome.
South Africa
and all her speakers.
Africa and all her speakers.
And with that, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of our evening. We always love her speaking. It is fabulous. It's colorful. She finds new ways of expression. Welcome, Julia Immenkamp.
I think the most colorful thing with Gabrielle is her introduction to me. What actually inspires me to bring exactly that to you. And when I read today the theme of the evening, never give up, I don't know how you feel when you prepare yourself for something and then you see the theme, you go inside yourself, and then you make your thoughts about exactly that. And that is what I did about never giving up. And never giving up is possibly something every one of us came across in their past. And with saying this, I love to welcome you with all my heart tonight, that we are here together in this space, because the number one reason why you are here is because you're not giving up. Or better said, I think you are brilliantly in giving up. What do I mean by that? We set ourselves some goals. We have some dreams when we are these little girls. Let me show little Julia to you. This is little Julia, 2.5 years old. You know why I love this picture so much? This little girl is so content about everything what is ahead of her. She don't know the idea of giving up. She don't know the idea of setting goals. She don't know the idea of structure. And giving up means sometimes to give up all the systems we collect in our life. We actually create systems and goals of the idea of not giving up to approve ourselves being good enough. I always wanted to have a house with a view on the city, on the mountain, and the sea. And there were some years I gave up this dream. Why? Because it was not in the focus. It wasn't important. There were other things more important than that. Would I say I gave it up? Possibly not. I just parked it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to go to my roof terrace right now. I have a almost 360-degree of Cape Town, seeing the sea, seeing the mountain and the city. So today, our deed was actually handed over to us from the government. So officially from today, I'm living in this dream house I started dreaming of before I even knew I was dreaming of. And I gave it up a couple of times before, and I think it was the perfect thing to do. And then it just came to me. Welcome to this club, and welcome to everyone who is actually with us and actually sharing this kind of sweet moments. And when I joined Toastmaster last year, I was not even dreaming of the possibility of actually having these possibilities now, living this dream house and being able to speak. And that is possibly what this club makes very special as well. I wish you all a beautiful evening with the title of Not Giving Up. I like to encourage you all to find
This is the destiny of Cape Town. That completely unexpected, all of a sudden we are thrown out and have to deal with the moment by hand, at hand. Has anybody got in the moment a story about never giving up until we find Julia again? Yeah, Claire, please.
Well, a bit like Julia was saying about, it's amazing what happens when you are really clear about what you want. So when I was 16, my parents took myself and my little sister, who was 14, to Franschhoek for the weekend. And we went and stayed on a little farm next to the Huguenot monument called Bois-la-Motte. And it's on this particular Middagkrans Road. And on that farm, they had pears and all sorts of things. And we looked how they packed left them. And I looked up at this beautiful Middelkrans peak, and I was like, my wish is I want to live below this peak one day. And I soon forgot about that goal, and I carried on with school and life, and I got an instant family and all this, and I moved to England and all this kind of stuff. And some situations occurred that brought me back to South Africa. And out of the blue, I got headhunted for this particular job. And I was like, they want me to run a Merlot wine estate. And I said, I know nothing about wine. Anyway, they said, no, but we think you're going to be perfect for this job. Please come and let us interview you. So my husband and I went for the interview, saw the place, fell in love with it. And it was about 4 or 5 weeks after we'd moved there. And I would look at the view in front of me and I would admire it. And I've actually got it on my fridge. But would look at this view. And the one day I turned around and I looked over the roof of our house and I looked up at this peak and I was like, oh, I can't believe it. The path that got me there, I could never have planned it. But there I was. I was 36, so it was 20 years. And I actually was living partly where I dreamed to live. So never give up. If you've got that idea in your mind crystallized, even if, like with me, I didn't do anything specific to actually try and achieve it, miraculously, I ended up there. So become clear about what you want and leave it up to the universe to reveal it at the best time for you. And Julia, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Claire. So let's go straight to the point. Why are we here? Why are we here? We are here because of the speeches. We all want to master and like the idea of great, good speeches. So welcome with me, Louise Robertson, who is the MR counter. And she will look out for the small, actually, I'm not telling you what she's doing. I invite you, Louise, actually to explain your role. Please step forward and let us all know what you're looking specifically out for today, what helps us to become greater speaker. You have to unmute yourself.
Yes, hi. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, Madam President, fellow Toasties, friends, guests, everybody. This is not my favorite role, I have to say, because I don't like to say that people are doing something wrong, but it is very important that we find out what we are repeating. So I am the R counter. I actually thought I was the counter, but I'm the R counter. And I am going to find words that are crutches that people use all the time. So they are words like okay, and so. Okay, at the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times each speaker has used some of these expressions, just to help you moving forward. So good luck, everybody. Have fun, and I'll see you later.
Thank you so much, Louise. John, I'm sure you're waiting a long time to get introduced by myself. So please explain and enlighten us what the grammarian is actually doing for us tonight.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. My role as grammarian is to listen for language usage, including grammar and colorful words. My role is also to introduce the word of the day and count how many people use it. Our word for the day is persist. And persist means to continue firmly in a course of action in spite of difficulty, opposition, or failure. I will put that word in the chat. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, John. Right. Justine, I love it even more when you're keeping our time in order. Please describe your role.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Greetings, everybody, all of our guests and our special guest speakers and all our Toastmasters members. As the timer, I will be taking special note of each timer's time while they speak. I will show the green card for table topics. I will show the green card at 1 minute and the yellow card at 1 minute, 30 seconds. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. And for our formal speeches, I will show the green card at 5 minutes. And at 5 minutes, 6 minutes will be the yellow. And at 7 minutes, it will be the red. And at the end of the meeting, I will report back. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Justine. Perfect. I like to see green flags, not red flags. So no red flags for us tonight. When we have a great speaker, we always have a great evaluator. And the evaluator for our first speech tonight is the very infamous, Danny, what is going on? You're wearing these glasses. This will be a very cool evaluation. I have no doubts. Please describe your role. And who will be introduced? Yes.
Thank you. Yes, I'm outside on my porch, so I don't want to be blind. I'm wearing my glasses and I'm stalling so I can find the information. There we go. I have the honor of evaluating one of our amazing guest speakers. Leah, I'm from America, so I'm going to pre-apologize for mispronouncing Musunga. I'm sorry if that was wrong. She is a Toastmaster enthusiast, has held many roles before in Toastmasters. We're very excited. She's on level 5, a visionary communication. And this will be her first speech, developing a vision, and it'll be 5 to 7 minutes long. Leah, over to you.
Please welcome Leah Musunga. What next? What next? Leah Musunga.
Jonathan Swift once said, "Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others." Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I enjoy reading. And a few months ago, I came across a very interesting book by Crockett Johnson called Harold and the Purple Crayon. In this story, Harold has a purple crayon, and he uses the crayon to imagine all sorts of wonderful things. When he wants to have a moonlight walk, he throws himself a moon. When he wants to eat, he throws an apple tree. And when he realizes he needs something to protect the tree from others, he draws an amazing dragon. During the course of the book, Harold has an amazing adventure. And at the end, when he's tired and wants to rest, he draws himself a house and a bed and finally goes to sleep. I love reading books as they give you the opportunity to dream and think of different things. When I initially joined Toastmasters, I just wanted to work on my public speaking skills. My then club president nudged me to take on the role of vice president of public relations. That's when I discovered the leadership aspect of Toastmasters. It was a very interesting journey. And at the end of that journey, I thought, what next? I then took on the role of the vice president of relations. If you have ever taken on this role, I'm sure you know it's a very hectic role. I enjoyed being the VP of my club. It was very interesting as I got to interact with the members of my club. That's when I learned that saying that indeed teamwork makes the dream work, as you need your team around you for you to be able to achieve the goals of the club. At the end of my run as the VPE, I thought, what's next? I then decided to take on the role of the area director role. This was very challenging as I was then in charge of 4 clubs in my division. It was at this point, which is the role that I'm actually in right now, that I realized, as John Maxwell once said, to add value to others, one must first value others. I needed to have a vision for myself as a leader. And my vision was to be a leader who embodies the Toastmasters values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence. I am committed to growing as a leader and adding value to my fellow Toastmasters. And I'm very persistent in ensuring that I do achieve this goal. Some of the things that I've tried to think to undertake is to reach out to other leaders who I've seen in Toastmasters and ask them, how are they able to lead volunteers? As that's one of the most difficult leadership I've come across. I've enjoyed my Toastmasters journey so far. And some of the lessons that I have learned is indeed, it's good to be able to reach out to people and to build relationships. When coming up with my vision, I realized that you need to ensure that your vision is clear and you do have the outcomes that you want to see. So as I could slowly continue to develop my vision of what kind of leader I want to become, as I slowly progress and understand more about the leadership aspect of Toastmasters, I'm glad that I'm slowly laying down that foundation. One aspect I did this is by joining another Toastmasters club that focuses on becoming a self-directed leader. I'm sure with the help of this Toastmasters group, they will definitely help me to be able to achieve the vision of leadership that I want to pursue. What about you? What's next for you? Like Harold, he had his purple pen so that he could draw up the future that he wanted. What ideas do you have that you want to shoot for the moon and happen next? I hope you would also be inspired to imagine and shoot for the moon as well. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your speech. Leah Musunga in Botswana, develop your vision. What next? So what next? Lawrence, are
Madam
you
Toastmaster.
prepared to be the evaluator of our next? Yes, there you are. A meeting without your fancy headphones, you're gaming. Maybe we should all get in gaming because then we actually become very good commentator. I adore your commentation, and there is one reason why I give you now the word to introduce Adash Chandran to us and what we can expect.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And yes, welcome Adash to our club. He will be completing his strategic relationships path 9, and he'll be focusing on project 2. The project is writing a speech with purpose. His speech title is How Toastmasters Transformed Me from Zero to Hero, and he's been allocated 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. It's a pleasure actually to see. Let me share something with you, what I really love most, not only in my life, but in every organization. You might think, why, Julia, why are you sharing this now with us? I tell you why. One of my favorite things is when things don't work out like planned. And we are right now in the situation that we lost our dash. So what are you doing when things don't go at plan? Is this not something I mentioned earlier? We have to give up sometimes. I'm not giving up this program. I'm not giving up the idea that Lawrence is actually evaluating under speech. And may the World Wide Web is actually finding him and giving him a connection that we have his speech. Otherwise, there is a break after his speech, what is coming up. I like to confirm with Justine and with our honorable member, Gabrielle, President, that we go into a break now, that we do make a little bit of changes of our program for today, so that Anders has the chance to come back to the meeting. Otherwise, I think we are very good in time. It's 6:45, so it's almost time for the break. Let me welcome, please put your thumbs up, Gabrielle, a beautiful, nice break with a nice glass of wine. And we see each other again at 7 o'clock for the speech of Anders and the evaluations. Lawrence, I think this is a very nice challenge for you, not having actually more than possibly 5 minutes or 7 minutes to do an evaluation. I think we just have to get the ladder up a little bit.
Another challenge could be to do an evaluation without a speech. That would be a first time project for me.
Oh. Okay, I see you at 7 o'clock. Please, everyone who hasn't been to this club before, please stay in line. I'm sure someone from the club will be here. Let's have a chat. Let's see where are you right now? Jeanette, Fulo, Emilia, Chinako, Kayo, Leah, Itu. What's going on in your life? What is it you can give up right now? And what is it you're not giving up? I see you, everyone, back at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
Justine, who will guide us in the second part of the evening. And hopefully we have got Ashtanis back again.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a nice short break and you stretched your legs, used your bathroom where you last left it, topped up your wine, did what you needed to do. I unfortunately don't think Adarsh has joined us again. I know he had a little bit of a time constraint, so perhaps he's in his next meeting already. But I welcome you back to our second part of the meeting, and I will hand over to our wonderful Toastmaster. Is she back? Julia, are you back?
I'm very much back. Thank you so much, Justine, for giving this introduction. We come now to the part of the evening where we can listen to some feedback and evaluation. Evaluation and evaluate in a specific way is beautiful. Why? Because we learn so much in a way of how to give someone a critic or how to be actually evaluating not only ourselves, but others as well. And in this case, I like to ask Daniel to give us an evaluation for Leah. Daniel, are you ready? Almost ready? I like to remind you that you have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate. Jeanette, thank you so much for bringing it up with the structure, and Gabrielle will explain it later. It's actually a beautiful structure. It gives us all so much more than just the idea of just doing it out of heart, but doing it in a structured way was actually giving a very nice space. Daniel?
Yes.
Off you go, please.
Thank you so much, Julia. And thank you, Leah, for your amazing speech. It was just very enjoyable. I have to say I lost for a moment the fact that I was evaluating. I just got caught up in thinking about my vision and thinking about your vision, and then suddenly realizing that my vision was far from my notes. So if I mess up or I miss anything, that's just because you were too good. I think my favorite, I love that you just started right off with a quote. It really draws the audience in. There's an interest. It establishes yourself as an expert. And then you step into your traditional, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I really loved that, your ability to pull the audience in. And then you had very strong body language. I tend to do a lot of this and can be distracting. You were centered, strong, slow, steady, thinking. I loved this one particularly. Your movements were very intentional, which is something I personally could learn from. And it allowed your audience to kind of have an expectation of what was coming. You knew that this movement meant this movement meant this. And even if we're not consciously following that, I believe it really centers our mind and anchors our mind on the point behind your words. Your speech was in that same vein or along the same lines. Your speech was, it was very well structured. You started off with a quote, flowed into an interesting story, then you laid out your the reasons, and then you jumped back to both the story and you pulled the audience in and challenged us to even have our own vision. So it was perfectly well structured speech, especially looping back when there's so much a mental what is the word? Like it's very mentally satisfying to be drawn back to that original story. The audience smiles and we're all happy with that. Of course, as an evaluation, there's a few areas that I would love to point out where I thought you could have improved to make your speech even better in the future. One very small thing that's a quick fix. You have a very cool, interesting background, but your screen changes every so often. And I noticed I was drawn into your speech and then suddenly it changed and I looked at it. Oh, that picture is beautiful. I remember I was distracted from your speech. So very small tweak there. Maybe just find a way to freeze it on one screen. It's very beautiful, but it could be slightly distracting. And then one thing that you could add in that I think would bring your speech to the next level would be to increase your tonality and your vocal virality, as well as the speed with which you're speaking. You had a very good pace, but that pace was very steady. I think when you're excited, maybe speak a little faster. If it's important, slow down and draw the audience in a little bit more. I think that would just take your speech to a world-class level. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it very much, and I'm sure that everyone else in the club did as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much for your evaluation. I like to challenge Lawrence. Adash, can you give me a beep, a sound that you are here? How's your connection?
Yes. Yeah, it is better now.
Lawrence, wonderful. Lawrence,
Bring it
can
on.
I challenge
I can
you?
do an evaluation straight after the speech, no problem.
Adash.
Okay.
Can you give up that everything goes at plan and you're giving your speech now to us?
Yes, sure.
Clarence, you want to introduce Ada's speech briefly?
Yes, just give me 1 second. Just need to get my notes up
Adash?
here again.
Just don't overdo it. Just don't overdo it. Adash schon dran.
Timer, you can start. Adarsh, don't overdo it. Don't you understand it? Don't overdo it. Hearing this shouting, I almost fell unconscious. Any guesses where the shouting came from? Okay, don't be surprised. It was from one of the Toastmasters members. Don't take me wrong. It was not a shouting in a negative tone. It was as an advice. My mentor noticed that I have been repeatedly doing speeches level completions at an immediate pace. And he suggested me, Adarsh, this is not the right way. You need to take it slowly, step by step. This is not a marathon or running race. And Toastmasters, it's not about running race. You have to take your steps carefully. If you slip somewhere, it would be really hard for you to get up again. I thought this was the first time that I received such an advice. Stop overdoing it or avoid overdoing it. Well, not really. During my college days till my office days, I used to regularly get comments from my family members, especially my mother. She was a person who always used to keep advising me. It soon reached a level where it became a frustration for me. Her response was, Others, you will never learn. You keep overdoing it again and again. Be happy with what you are. That has been the feedback from my mother. She was so sweet. However, there was a time in my college life where a lady, a classmate, she came over to me and told, Adarsh, I like you a lot. However, there is one more thing which could make you feel and look better. This was like a speech evaluation sentence. There is something that can make you better. I did not think much because that time I did not know Toastmasters. I fell for it. Her advice was, Adarsh, you look very obese. You need to reduce weight. You are like a fatso. It was the first time I came to know that word, fatso. I started thinking, what is the meaning? Fat? So, however, I started following what she told. I need to reduce weight. However, the issue was I did not have the money. It was 2 years later, I joined office. During office days, I was an intern and my remuneration was 150 membership fees. Okay, the remuneration was $220 a month. However, the gym fees was $150. I decided that I'm going to join the gym. I will reduce the weight and I will show her what I am. I had all that courage, that power in me. I joined gym. My family members, office members, they all started making fun of me. $220 salary person paying $150 for the gym. Do you even get money to buy food for eating? I was depressed. Later, the good news came. After 3 months of hard work, it was relaxation time for me. Within 3 months, I reduced my weight from 88 kilograms to 76 kilograms. Wow! It was an unforgettable moment. I was so excited. The next day, my news became viral in office. Earlier, I never used to interact with office members, so no one talked with me. However, on that day, I noticed that everyone were rushing in at me like I am like something very special person. The usual question started. Adarsh, especially from the ladies. What is the secret? What is the secret? Can you please tell me? Tell me, tell me, come on, tell me. I wanted to tell them, however, I was selfish. I did not tell them then. They asked me, repeatedly asked me, one of the ladies even asked me, Adarsh, 12 months in 3 months, did you take any drugs or steroids? I replied, what's the spelling of steroids? Now, what happened to me is, even though I reduced 12 kilograms in 3 months, I was able to increase only 2 kilograms in 2 years. I understood the hard part. It's not about doing something for the sake of doing it. My mother, she got really angry at me. Honest, have you seen how you look? Look at the mirror. You look like a spoiled, sick person. The doctor's making fun of me. What will I say to them? The doctor scolded me. I was frustrated like anything. 2 days later, I noticed the lady who told me that I was overweight. She was coming towards me. My heart started beating fast. Yeah. It was a dream moment for me. She's going to come and compliment me. She came and told me, Adarsh, I love that old Adarsh. Now you look like a sick person. I thought, oh my God, should I increase my weight again? People are driving me crazy. I understood the fact that overdoing is a danger. Don't overdo it. Do what you love. Do it for yourself, not for others, because the people, the others, they will never be with you when you are in danger. When you are in danger, it would only be yourself alone. Today I am alone. I am still finding it hard to put back my weight, my physics, my physical body structure, everything. So don't fall to sweet words. Do it as your body needs. Respect your body, else your body will definitely teach you a lesson. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Adas, to share this with us. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased we could manage. Thank you. Dear Lawrence, just don't overdo it. Just do it. I'm looking forward to your evaluation.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you, Adarsh, for doing your speech. I know under these circumstances it can be quite difficult, and I think you did a fantastic job. So there's a couple things that stood out from your speech that I really liked. You used vocal variety very powerfully. You spoke, when you wanted to make a point, you said, "Don't overdo it," and then you came in and you whispered, "Especially my mother." I was in frustration. So when you needed to have that additional emotion, you used your voice to add to your message. So that was really good. I really liked your use of dialogue. You brought in multiple different people throughout your speech. You spoke about your Toastmasters incident where they told you to take it a bit slower. Your mother was in your speech quite often where she gave you feedback and she was so sweet. You also spoke about this girl that said, I like you a lot, but like a speech evaluation, there was some areas to improve. So that dialogue helps us connect deeper with your story. So that was fantastic. Your body language was also very good. You know, you had a very stable presence on the screen. You were very conscious of us being able to see you at all times. And you used your body quite effectively. You spoke about shouting, you know, step by step. It took 3 months to lose weight. So you had really good instances of using your body language. But I also think that there's some area to improve when it comes to your body language. And this is a common trend that I see with a lot of people, is that they tend, and this is probably just a nervous tick, but everybody's got some sort of, sometimes they sway, sometimes they get a bit distracted. For you, it's very much this hand gesture. You are constantly using this hand gesture. And my recommendation for you is to try and get comfortable having your hands by your side. And then when you want to make a point, when you want to add something that's going to add to your speech, bring it in. You can bring in, if you want us to take notes, step out. What you did really well was the engagement with your mother, engagement with the Toastmasters. You used the stage well in that respect. But I found it was just this got a little bit distracting for me. And I think it's a nervous tick. Everybody's got something similar. Another thing to make your speech go to the next level is to start stronger. You know, you started and said, okay, timer, you can start. I would have come to the stage. 2-second pause to bring us in. And then to go, don't overdo it. That was so powerful, but you lost that ability when you said, you know, timer, you may start. So in summary, your vocal variety was fantastic. You used it really well. Don't overdo it. Loved that. Your dialogue helped us connect deeper with you in the story. Your body language was good. You've got a good presence of stage. You use it sometimes effectively, but you're overdoing the hands. Try as hard as you can to put your hands by your side and focus on a 3-second pause when you start your speech and start with power instead of saying something like the timer. My favorite part of your speech was your humor that you weaved in throughout your speech. You spoke about fatso, first time you heard that word, take drugs or steroids. And I think you had a really good message. I'm looking forward to your next speech. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Lawrence, very much for this impromptu speech. We're coming to impromptu very soon, but before we go to our impromptu speeches, I'd love to hear from Justine, just briefly, our timekeeping for the speeches and the evaluations. How were they doing for time?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Leah was in time. She was 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Adash, you were a little bit over time. Your time was 8 minutes, 16 seconds. And then for the evaluations, Daniel and Lawrence were both in time because they can go until 3:30. Otherwise, they'd be disqualified. So Daniel was 3 minutes, 11 seconds, and Lawrence was 3 minutes, 16 seconds. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Justine, very much. I'd like to introduce you to Claire van Zyl. She is, for this evening, our table topic master. And what it is all about, I'm quite sure Claire is very capable of sharing with us what is coming up. Please, Claire, the floor is yours. And to add just to Claire, encourage everyone who hasn't spoken this evening to speak up. That's your chance, and that is why you're here. Thank you, Claire. Please go ahead.
Absolutely. So for our guests, this is an opportunity to learn to speak without preparation, so extemporaneously. We get that often in life where somebody, a boss or a colleague, puts you on the spot and says, Janet, what's your opinion? What do you think we should do? And you're like, well, Toastmasters, we give everybody that opportunity. What happens is we give you a topic and you don't get any time to think about it, just got to start. So the kind of suggestion is tell us what you're going to tell us. Today, I'm going to talk about cats and why I like them. Then tell us, I like cats because of A, B, and C. And then tell us what you told us. I shared with you 3 things I love about cats. They were A, B, C. Now you know why I like cats. So we've got 2 to 3 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, sorry, 1 to 2 minutes for table topics. And I want to check who hasn't had a chance to speak yet, who would like an opportunity to have a go at table topics.
Do you maybe
Anybody?
do you want to maybe pick on a member, just somebody to kind of break the ice so that the guests know what
Let's see
up for them?
which member hasn't. Everybody's pretty much. Maybe Louise or John. Do you perhaps want to take a table topic?
I'll give it a try.
Okay, and then my collaborator Justine is going to share her screen with her table topics. So the first table topic is balance is not something you find, it's something you create. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. Take it away, Louise. Or John, sorry.
Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. That is and always has been a challenge for me as a parent, a worker, a husband. I never, ever got that perfect balance. I would try hard, but I don't have an answer for you as to how to do it because I always just found it very difficult. Some of that comes from the fact that I wanted to be an excellent father. So I spent tons of time with my kids. I coached, I gave them ideas. I was with them all the time. That's not exactly what they always wanted. They didn't want me to be right there. Even right now, my 26-year-old son, his girlfriend is visiting near us and we've never met her. I would love to be right there saying, Lynn, would you like to get to know your boyfriend's father? But that would not be good balance. Sometimes balance means just stepping back a little bit. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, John. Yes, balance is something we strive for and it's a work in progress. But never give up. Persist and you will succeed. Louise, are you perhaps interested in being our next table topic speaker?
It says my internet connection is unstable, so I can try.
Okay. Well, let's give it a go. See what happens.
Let's give it a go. What we would
Become the change. Become the change.
Okay.
Share your thoughts.
Where's my timekeeper?
She will appear in a moment. Yes, you may.
Sorry, you can go. I've got you.
Become the change. Never give up. Always change. A butterfly always changes its wings. It flies, keeps going. It starts off as a caterpillar and it changes. And that is how life goes. We have to keep evolving. We have to change and we have to perceive. What is our word today, John? We have to persist in these changes, and change is good. Some people don't like change, but change your hair color, change your perception, change your outlook, make it happen, and let it be. There we go. That was my table topic. I'm not going to put myself there. Did I say so?
Well done, Louise. That's brilliant. Yes, be the change. Who would like to go next? Any of our guests? Anybody else? Daniel, do what is right. Share your thoughts on do what is right, not what is easy. And you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm just thinking. Well, similar to the speech we just heard. About 6 years ago, I had my first girlfriend and she broke up with me. And I decided that after that breakup, I was going to start working out. I went to the gym and I learned a lesson, because revenge can fuel you for about a month or so, lifting weights. And then your alarm goes off and you're like, wow, I don't actually care about her anymore. And it's hard to go exercise. Yet I've been consistently going to the gym for the past 6 years. It's become a habit in my life. And it's not easy. But as I've learned more and more, and as my motivations have changed to being a healthy person who can live a long life and be able to interact with my future children and hopefully be that overbearing father that John was talking about, I think that could be quite an easy thing to slip into, but I want to be there. And so when it comes to the gym, I think that's a perfect example of doing what is right, not what is easy, especially when that early morning alarm goes off and the last thing you want to do is go pick things up and put them down so you can live a little bit longer. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Daniel. Who would like to go next? Fula, thank you very much. The table topic is be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
Okay. Be not be afraid of standing.
Growing slowly.
Oh, growing
but be
slowly.
afraid of standing still.
Still. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to start, but I think it means for me, because I always talk about my path. So when I talk about anything in my life, I don't like talking about someone's story or talking about illusions. I always tell people about my path, based on my path. So for me, it's being afraid. I think firstly, having fear is it's not a good thing, because fear, I always tell people that fear, if you have fear, it means you're allowing fear to overpower the faith. So, but when you have faith, then you overpower fear. So I'm writing a book. I love writing poems. So there's a poem that I call Fear, Fear, Faith. Fear, Fear, Faith. That's the name of one of my poems. Because if you have a strong faith, then you have already overpowered the fear. So for me, talking of being afraid is, I don't believe in being afraid. I always believe in never have any fear, because we are always fearing fear of unknown. So, and most of the people, they lose or they miss opportunities because of fearing something that they've never seen or they've never heard of. So, but if you have a strong faith, then you have already overpowered fear. So yeah, I don't know whether it relates to that, but I'm just talking about, I'm hearing about the, do not be afraid. So for me, being afraid in the first place is not an option. We don't need to be afraid of anything. Thanks.
Excellent. Brilliant. Well done. Done your first table topic. Anybody else would like to have a go? As I said, the politicians' trick is if they don't want to answer the question, they just talk about something else. So anybody else want to give it a go?
I can give it a go, except I'm
Man,
sitting in the dark.
that's
So
okay.
I'm sitting
That's
in the
okay.
dark. Okay, thank you.
That's no problem. Sorry, I just need to make this bigger that I can see what it is. What matters most is how you see yourself. What matters most is how you see yourself. Let us know what you think about this.
Sorry, I always struggle with the controls. So, can you say that again?
What matters most is how you see yourself. So the picture had a little kitten looking in the mirror, and she or he sees a lion in the mirror. And it says, what matters most is how you see yourself.
Okay, thank you for that. So we live in an age of social media, and there's quite a lot of projection about the type of person you should be, the type of life you should be living, and the type of things that you should be aspiring to. And oftentimes when you find yourself in a context that does not support the type of life that you're being projected on, it makes it difficult for you to see yourself as someone who's worthy to be here on earth, living life. So I think that the most important thing is knowing that regardless of what you own, what you have, the people that you surround yourself with, the most important thing is to know that you are worthy and deserving of being here, that you do not have to do anything else to be deserving and worthy of seeing yourself as bigger than what the world tells you should be. Thank you.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Well said. Absolutely. In our world of social media, it's all about what other people think, what my life is, but actually it really is. You need to be happy with who you are and what you're doing. So brilliant. Well done. I'm not sure how we're doing for time, Julia. Have we got time for one more? Fabulous. Who else would like to have a go? L2, maybe Lawrence. I don't know, Lawrence has spoken, but anybody else would like to have a chance to give a table topic a try?
I'd like to hear Janet.
Janet, would you like to give it a try? You're muted.
I said not really, but I will.
Yay, persistence. Our next one is I can and I will. I can and I will. Tell us about a time when you realized I am going to do this. I will do it.
Okay. I think often we don't really believe that we can do something, but actually what it really comes down to is our desire to do something. And I think if we focus, or we've got the end goal in mind, and we are so invested in the outcome, often the can becomes so easy. So we can do what we want to do. Okay. That's it.
Fabulous. Well done. Thank you for having the courage to give it a go. That's what it's all about. It starts with little steps.
Yeah.
You know, celebrating each of those little steps and little successes. So thank you very much. I yield control back to Julia.
Thank you so much, Claire. It was so lovely prepared. I loved what we actually said. Thank you, Gabriele. You put it in a point on the chat. Daniel, Fulu, Carlo und Jeanette. thank you for being brave. Thank you for taking it on. And give your best in the moment, what was absolutely your best. Thank you so much. Thank you, Justine, to share now with us how the timing was with all our impromptu speeches.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Everyone was very persistent and they were within their time. John, you were 1 minute 22. Louise, you were 40 seconds. Daniel, you were 1 minute 28. Fulu, you were 1 minute 34. Tishanaka, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong, 57 seconds. And Janet's 34 seconds. Well done for being so brave. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we come to the moment where our blessed, wonderful, determined Father John is waiting for. The whole evening to give us his grammarian report. John, how are we doing today?
We did well. We had 2 people use the word of the day, which was persist, that I remember. Those were Louise and Claire. Claire used it twice. And we had a lot of beautiful word pictures that were painted. So everybody unmute, please. And when I say a quote of a beautiful word picture, please shout out who said it. And the first one is, this little girl does not know the idea of giving up.
Julia.
Julia.
Yes, very good. Harold draws an amazing adventure.
Leah.
Yeah.
Your body will definitely teach you a lesson.
Adash.
Adash.
Revenge can fuel you for about a month or so.
Daniel.
When you have faith, you overpower fear.
Fulu.
The most important thing is to know that you are worthy and deserving of being here.
Janet.
Often the can becomes so easy.
Janet.
Very good, everybody. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
John, thank you so much to give the attention to what everyone was saying today. Louise, is your duty becoming your favorite exercise? I'm looking forward to hear all your M's and R's and counting. What is it and how did you experience us and how did you experience your role? I love the idea that this job is actually becoming your favorite duty. You have to unmute yourself, Louise, before we actually get your message. Thank you.
Well, it is my favorite if I do it positively. I believe that positivity brings out the best in people. So there we go. There's the first question I use. The speeches were amazing. We've got some great talent here. It's very hard to, listen and try and pinpoint a problem. I do think the word that we all use a lot is and. If we cut out a lot of the ands and added in more words, that'd be quite nice. I don't really want to go through, but there's a couple of ums and ahs that we all throw in here and there when we get a bit stumped. But on the whole, I really can't fault everybody. Julia, you're fantastic. As I always say, I could never do this in German. So it's amazing that you do this so well in English. So well done as Toastmaster. Fantastic. Yes, table topics were brilliant. And I, so, and an and an and an ah. So I'm not actually going to go into each person because I might have missed some or I might have overdone it. But well done. I think everybody was brilliant. Why are you laughing, Justine? And there we go. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Louise. And thank you for being brave. thank you for showing up here tonight. And before I give the word to our honorable member, Gabrielle, I'd like to share some closing thoughts with you. First of all, it's 7:42 in South Africa. Our timing is very nicely today with 7:46. As a German, I love timings and I love to be on time. As a tour guide, I love speaking a lot. And I have the pleasure that I have a partner on my side who even talks more than me. Can you imagine? Those who don't know me possibly don't. But when I start talking, especially in German, I can talk without an ending. And this is something people who are close to my heart tell me all the time. Julia, you can speak a lot. Don't you want to give it up? Don't you think you speak too much? Are not the words other people say of a similar value to speak? I don't know if you hear the expression. Speaking is silver and listening is gold. You know this expression? Maybe it's different in your language, but it's similar. It says actually, don't talk so much. Actually, just be quiet and listen, because other things are possibly quite important, what other people have to say. So I'm not very good at it. And I try for many years to give up this specific thing of not talking too much. And I come to the point that I'm not very good at it. I can't give it up. I can't give up speaking. Let me come back to this little girl. This little girl, Julia, when she was 3 years old, the picture you saw was the moment my parents actually got married. That was the day my parents got married. Where this little girl stepped into the world full of confidence. And I think the confidence came in the moment I actually spoke up. I learned to speak up. And I possibly became a tour guide because no one will stop me to talk because everyone is interested. Listen to me. You know, it's like with dentists. You know why people become a dentist? Because when they are in your mouth, you can't speak. So they can be sure they are the only ones who can speak. Just to round this up for tonight, I'm very thankful for everyone who showed up here. I'm very thankful for Lawrence to take this challenge of giving us an impromptu evaluation. We learn a lot from this. John, thank you so much for being so consistent, sharing your wisdom. Claire, thank you so much for impromptu and your constant nodding and smile. You know, sometimes it's not a word. Sometimes it's just a nodding and an improvement. Yes, you're okay, whatever you do. Justine, thank you so much for taking all these duties and jobs on and just be there. I'm so excited and to listen to your speech on the 2nd of May. Please call on us. Maxima, thank you so much for inviting more and more people. Leah, thank you so much to choose our club to give your speech and share your story with us. Daniel, there is one thing I like to evaluate you on. I actually like your new beard and stuff. It's actually very nice. Your sound got so much better. There's one thing I would not do when we are at Toastmasters. I would not look at you because your view is so critical. What is possibly good because we sometimes have the audience who give us a very critical view. So when I look, it's exactly this view you give me right now. This is it looks like a strong father checking, do I like it, do I not like it? But thank you for tuning in because just looking at a smiley face isn't doing the job either, right? And it's very authentic, and I'm very happy that you're still with us, even being in America. Louise, I love your glasses. Did you change the look on Zoom with lipsticks on, you know, where you can put it on, because you look so much of light. Thank you so much for
It matches my sunglasses. It matches my glasses.
Yes, you did it quite nicely.
Thank you. The look.
So for everyone I didn't mention, Gabrielle, of course, we have the most amazing president, and I'm so blessed that you take care of us constantly, and your contribution is so much valued. I can't describe it in words. Jeanette, I really love you to consider to visit us again. Like Leah, like Itu. We are amazing group of people here. I'm missing the others. What is actually going on to the others? I'm sure they're back next week. My dear Gabrielle, this is my final word. I still got 3 minutes. I will not take advantage of it. I wish you all a beautiful evening. And I'm quite excited to hear the final words from Gab.
Thank you, Julia. You've done a fabulous job, including all of us, drawing us in, finding warm words. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful Toastmaster, MC of the evening. You did a very well job, very good job. And for the German, it's not so easy to find always the straight way with the language. You did very well. Thank you so much. You thanked all the role players. You thanked all the guests. You have done already something which I can now get to the next point of the evening. We would like to do a voting on table topics. That is one of our special moments of the evening where Justine has put out a code. If you scan it with your telephone and then give the best table topics, vote for the best table topic.
So is it working on your side? I'm not able to do it.
It didn't work with me.
Yeah, it keeps removing people.
Yes, and it's
like now there's only
stuff.
John available.
We've got the edited link, or the link to edit, not the...
Oh, sorry. Okay, hang on. Let me change that quickly then.
I thought it's me.
Yeah, I was trying to click on somebody and then they disappear.
But no one said a word.
I thought
I was trying to figure out if I was being an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. I sent mine to Daniel as a word. I mean, I sent the name to Daniel because I thought I'm too stupid to manage the code. So.
Oh, shame. Okay, then won't you just please send it to Daniel? Like the silence for so long.
For our guests, then if we put it in the chat to Daniel, that he gets it in
Yeah.
in the Zoom chat.
That's a very good idea.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks, Claire.
Apologies about that.
And then remember to send it directly to him.
Daniel, yeah, put in Daniel and not everyone.
Yeah, my phone wasn't very accepting of looking at the
I think it was just
the
not
QR code.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, no.
Well,
So
well
my
done,
program asked
Julia.
to add a picture.
The 2-year-old stays the same until this day. She will not give up and say what's not right. Very good. As we are waiting for Daniel so he doesn't get so much under pressure now, I would like to add to this evening something we had last week already, but I thought to never give up. Maybe I can remind you of something. And I hope your life is an ongoing evolution, a constant becoming. I hope you shrug off old selves with ease. I hope you leave empty space in your life for the unknown, the magic that surprises the unexpected. I hope you don't just aim for best, and instead aim for full, whole, ever evolving, unconfined and unrestrained. And mostly, I hope you take the path that is meant for you, not the one expected of you. And maybe on this path never expected from you, the path you would like to have is never give up. And now is awards time. Drum roll for the best speaker is Fulu. Oh. Wonderful. Fulu, is Fulu still here?
Yes.
Ah, Fulu's first time. Can you see how talented you are? You stand up impromptu and you take the prize of the evening home. So a big badge onto your chest, best speaker of the evening. And that is the best start I have seen for a long time.
Yes.
Thank
We
you.
want to
Thank you
hear those
very
poems.
Exactly,
Thank
Fulu.
you.
That would be another, that would be, we organize it one evening. That would be wonderful. And then on Saturday,
Yes,
we
thank you.
have the semi-finals in the speech contest. I put it on our group, and that is on Saturday. The first round is at 8:30. Actually, they start at 9 o'clock. The second round is at 1 o'clock. And that is where Verity 2 years ago went on and on and on. And then our two contestants, Lawrence and Sophie, are appearing the next time at the Thundercorn in Victoria Falls at the conference. Is that right, Lawrence? That's where you online, you will be there.
That is correct. I think it's the 5th of May, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong there as well.
But we will always guide the group as well to be part of that and have a look. Our guests, some had to, Gina had to leave because of the load shedding, or her battery stopped working. Is any of the guests wanting giving an impromptu, whether this evening, was enjoyable for them? I mean, Janet, Gina, Fulu, you all have surprised definitely me of stepping forward and being so free and giving part of yourself away, sharing what you thought about the themes, excellent themes. Our table topic master had put out this evening with beautiful illustrations. Thank you as well for that, Claire. And
Justine.
It was Justine who did the, okay, very creative. That was lovely. Janet or Fulu, would you like just to give a short impromptu, a minute, 30 seconds about the evening, whether you enjoyed yourself and whether you would like as well to come back and be invited for next time in person?
Absolutely.
Good, Fulu. Invitation stands. And Janet, are you still here? I don't see you on my screen.
Off.
She fell off. Okay. Not good, but I keep there on her tail. Next time when we meet in person, the theme of the evening is your first chapter. And we are going to have hopefully some icebreakers, and that will be the first chapter. We will have inductions of those wonderful new members, Maximina, Emilia, and one more. Got it in a moment. So this Kalinen is really taking quite a proliferant moment in our lives at Toastmaster. All in all, I thank you very much for helping to bring this evening together, helping to override little dips and find always the humor and the speech capacity to carry on into the next moment. Thank you to our table topics master, to our Toastmaster of the evening, every role player, and all of you members who are always so willing to join in the evenings. It's important because, as we heard as well from Leah, it is important that teamwork makes the dream work. And I think all of us are a team in this way. Thank you very much and have a good week. And we shall see you on the 2nd of May.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Into the darkness we go.